Flat of British, Martin speaking. Welcome, people. Welcome to epic Flat a Day experience. This is going to rock on so many levels. Let me just check my comms. Are in order. That sounds absolutely bloody epic. I can hear the dulcet tones of John Levy coming through my computer from where I was watching it earlier. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You excited? Are you excited? Well, be excited. We have got some seriously good juice. Hi everyone for coming. So few of you been in there a while. I've noticed on a Flat a Day Eve. I hope you all enjoyed your longest day. Midsummer Night's Eve last night. Bit cosmic, wasn't it? Bit trippy. I absolutely loved it. So we got Lee Kindan, loyal to FEB. You're all pretty fucking awesome, but there's good reason for it, because everyone else out there is bollocks. Everyone just comes here. It is awesome though, peeps. Away from all the bullshit, eh? So, juice. We got some seriously good juice here today, people. But first, my chosen shirt for the day is Tartarian, which looks exactly like a Welsh flag. Don't know if anyone noticed. Probably thought I had a Welsh flag on. Chosen happy hat of the day is Flat Earth British, because it's Flat Earth British. Okay, so there's going to be plenty to look forward to in this, guys. Plenty, like, to smash official narrative, blow your mind. Honestly, some of the stuff in this is just, how did we not know? How did we miss that? So, you know, with what I've coupled together now, it'll be the ability to connect more dots and get further along. Okay, so, and we'll have a little break halfway through, maybe have a little Flat Earth British quiz, see how that goes down. Although I haven't got any prizes to give away. So yeah, 27k day. Thank you for that. 27,000 subscribers on YouTube. Not too shabby. Thank you very much for that, Flat Earth British think tank. You know it makes sense. I'm in a funny mood. I am happy. I'm happy. That's what it is. Are you happy? Yeah, well, you will be. If you've had like a pants day, it's all meant to be. For some reason, if you have pants time, right, rubbish time, it's meant to be for a reason. Because later on, it will all make sense why you had that rubbish time then. So don't get too beat up about rubbish times. Just like, yeah, whatever, that was pants, go with it. And then later on, it'll be gone, cured. It's like magic. The universe is a very curious creature. Okay, the way it pans out for you with this law of attraction, positive intent, and making things come to fruition. Okay, it's manifesting the universe. But the universe is a kind creature, and it will not give you shit all if you're not grateful and you abuse it or use it, or if it's not true, if it's not for the truth. Okay, if not true truth, which is the type of truth we do. So, Fishbone Dude, what's happening? Cal? God, I can't get on with these fucking glasses. Biggest D, yeah, I love your comments just lately. Biggest D, welcome to my channel. Welcome all of you, in fact. I've gathered there's maybe in the last month another 1,000 odd of you would have joined the Flat Earth British. Great Flat Earth British think tank. So while you're all sort of wrangling over, this is what we're going to be looking into, okay? Now, this book is mind-blowing. Okay, it's from the mid-1800s and it's called Astra Casta. Now, I looked at it maybe 15 months ago, something like that, over a year ago, but in the context of aerostat and ballooning at the time, when I did a vlog on the age of ballooning. As you know, I got to think about balloons because I think that they were using them to a great extent and more in the past. But to what level were they ballooning? Well, in this book, not that we're going to focus on that, but it will tell you that they were going 6 to 10 miles up. Okay, this is like, you know, in this book, apparently. And which is quite mind-blowing. And carrying troops in balloons of many thousands, which is more than any modern aircraft or transport personnel carrier can do in the modern day. They were doing in the past, apparently. But the juice of this book is this, guys, okay, is there's a bit of a chapter, apart from it starts with apocalyptic events, resets, either a fiery one or a watery one. But it gives you a load of Jesuit poems, and they all talk about us being children of the sea, and this is a watery reset place, and plasma. So whether or not they have a toss of a coin, a magic coin, or whatever, you know, side it lands on, that's the one they pull. Okay, but I do feel it's watery. The Phoenicians are like that. They got a thing about water. Anyway, fire or flood, that chapter is, but we won't study too much about that. This is the juice. There's a chapter which doesn't really talk favorably about the Tartars, but then Jesuit texts never do they? Considering they're being wiped out of history, so to speak. But what they do say is they had magic. Now, magic, M-A-G, is another word for magnets. Now, magic is nothing more than advanced technology, okay? It's just we can't, you know, no frame of reference. My God, how did that work? It's magic. It's technology, not understood by us, okay? No, the Tartars seem to have some advanced technology, okay? And in this book, it sets you off on a mode of thinking, which we're going to follow. And it'll be for a few discoveries of reverse engineering history, finding out that they're doing it now in the modern day. Whether or not they're watching Flat Earth British in some respects, I don't know, because there's one article I got. It's only a few months old. And they're going to extract electrostatic charge out of the air using flags. Really? Where did they hear that? Anyway, it goes on about Charlemagne and all that, but that's the first millennium AD. But his technology is just mind-blowing, okay? And we're going to talk about that for a bit. Then we're going to move on, okay, to mirrors, parabolic mirrors, and their capability for destruction. Now, I've not long known about this. I've seen a documentary years ago in Peru where they were, sort of thinking how are these stones, a Puma Punko, etc., put together, and they juggled with the idea of using parabolic mirrors to intensify a beam, and it would de-aggregate stone, as in stone turns to dust. And I seen this with thine own eyes, but it was a few years ago. I can't find that video on YouTube, otherwise I would have brought it up. We're going to look into that. And a lot more besides, guys. There is mountains in this, but first of all, birthday wishes. Birthday wishes to a subscriber. Now, I did email in yesterday from Ryan. Hiya, Ryan. About his mate Gino. Spuds to Gino. Nice one, Gino. Thanks for writing in. Any of you want happy birthdays live on Flat Earth British? Send them in. Send them in. Like lasers, Jammer. But you're going to be having a shock at this in a minute. Who knew? Who knew? 50 years young. Okay, in this day and age, that don't mean shit. I'm still like a kid and I'm 50 gone. Gino, happy fucking birthday. Stay epic. If you're not epic, I'll hear all about it. Okay, you got to be epic as fuck. Okay, thanks. So happy birthday, brother. So, yeah, happy birthday. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, happy birthday to old Gino, one of our lot. So I'm happy about that. And much more besides. Okay, there is a lot in this vlog. So pile up. Wrangling. Oh, not that. Let's have some happiness. For 27k day, which is pretty epic. I was like watching it yesterday thinking, is it going to go? It went over 27, so I could have put a thing up on my community page saying thank you all for 27,000. Then it go back the other way, and then back the other way, and then back over again. I'm like, this is really confusing. I think I best just forget about it. It's not like it's important. And I did. I fucked off, forgot about it, and it was all sorted by the morning. YouTube, just weird. Things like that are just not going to be messing with my head. I just see it for what it is. You know, it's just mind games, but just don't work on me. Okay? Will break us. Anyway. Right, let's see you lot in chat, guys. And then I'm going to start presenting some stuff. Sound effects. Yeah, we got sound effects. Okay, sound effects. Happiness. Not a case. Space. Watery balls. Yeah, I know. It is comical, isn't it? Yeah, I know. All of it. Evolution. Dinosaurs. Humping. All of it. History. Knights in armor, stabby, stabby, choppy, choppy. Fuck 'em. Anyway, so that's just me having one of my moments. Hiya, Noonsy. Am I live? No, Nora. I'm years in the past. This is just me projecting myself to the future, but only you can see me. In fact, you're not even here. You're dreaming this. Okay, wake up, Nora. So that's Newsflower asleep. Hiya, Madfinger. What's going on, brother? Yeah, I won't be daft for long. I'll just get my shit together and I'm just going to show some awesomeness. Okay, this book is mind-blowing. Okay, now I showed it because I was looking into aerostats and their potential for collecting electrostatic charge, which they were, but I was unaware of the heights they were getting. You know, in the one chapter, they said that they could spot Chester from 6 miles up. What? This is like, you know, they're going to Pickard heights in, you know, the distant past, but they do go with Montgolfier brothers and a little bit before, and what history says about it all, as in taken to the air. Oh, like it says in my title, guys, the bit in the middle between parabolic mirrors and Tartar magic is what? Flying carpets. I've had an obsession about them. I had a Persian carpet in my house when I was a kid, and I would sit on that and I would grab the corners while I was watching Arabian Nights, of course, and I would fly across the world. Okay, across this plane on my flying carpet, but in my room, really. I did have a vivid imagination. But I had a thing about flying carpets. Is there any reality? Because that's sounding really silly, isn't it? That you could maybe do something to the material which would give it levitational properties, maybe. Should we look into it? Should we see if there's anything in reality to it? For a laugh. Okay, we're going to do that. So it's flying carpets. There's Phoenicians. The Rotters. There's Tartaria. Okay, plenty of Tartaria. Reset, weather, and at the end, I've got like the best HD chose by thyself, never seen before, or maybe they have, but not on these channels. American cities in the late 1800s, and they're just like, this world is just out of this world. What happened? They knocked it all down and they replaced it with just glass and iron, and it looks puke. It's nothing aesthetically pleasing. No wonder everyone's so miserable and enriched by their experience in this fucking place. Not locked into a 4th century, 5th century, 6th century experience anyway, which is spiteful of them. And in a body that's got all like problems. What's with asthma? Lady downstairs got stinking asthma. It's a bit imperfect, isn't it? I mean, lungs that don't work properly. What is with that? Huh? And the needy body that keeps telling you to do shit. It's fucking weird. Anyway, on. Because I'm rattling on you. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, John Levy's video. Yeah, very, very epic today. A bit spooky about Dubai. I think they might have had a reset in the past, you know, like recently. I think a lot of places have, actually. But when they got hold of the historical narrative. What's that, Israel Adams? The Asian literature, flying carpets were a reference to lying in bed on magic mushrooms. That's funny. I got a narrative. Says not that, though. Okay. But we'll look into it. Okay. I can see that, though. But, you know, there's actually a narrative in, like, many historical texts, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, which talk about flying carpets and more, like Vimanas. I think I know they work, actually. It's the same principle exactly as this place. And the 4 angels, electromagnetics, but they're using mercury for levitational purposes in Vimanas. I think if you're inside and you've got this like torus shell around you, I mean, you won't be affected by drag or friction or anything like that. You'd have an inertia plane inside this said vessel, which would be inert, which means you would have like reason, you know, you wouldn't have any inertia problems while going at incredible speeds. In my mind, that all makes sense. All that works. They got him. Right, we move on. Juice. Now I'm going to be I've timestamped some pages. I haven't gone like massively into this book, guys, okay, because it's a lot of information. So I'll just bring out some of the crazy juice in it, which there is. Read it to you, and then I'm going to pass it to you. And it's in the link below this video anyway. And I'm going to run through. It's about an hour to present, so I'm just going to get my shit together. Hiya, Marianne Cox. Yeah, mushrooms, awesome. I don't think that's flying carpets, though. Not really. But who knows? Who knows? The man has used mercury. Yeah, well, I talked about it maybe a month ago. This guy's putting somatic waves through mercury. You want to see the stuff it's doing, guys. It's just incredible stuff. So, yeah, it wouldn't be too much, I think. They're using levitational principles now. They can do it, so. Okay. Bring the juice, says Jeffrey Griffin. Griffin? Got a good name there, Jeffers. Yeah. Got a grippy name. Okay, so summer is outside. The first day of summer. It was absolutely beautiful today. It was blissful. Okay. Trees. Keep an eye out for tree rabbits jumping from branch to branch. Okay. I'll show you a picture of a clever tree rabbit later who took to the air, and not in the ways you think. And more besides, high strangeness as well towards the end of Victorian era. There's something wrong with them all. Anyway. Or not, as the case may be. It might be us. There's something wrong with us all. So I'm going to share screen now. So please, before I get underway, 200 of you in chat, please share this out, because YouTube, they don't share. They bury any truth, like full stop. And flat earthers, they're like really segregated against. They should have like signs on buses. No flat earthers allowed. Yeah. God forbid you should say anything against their glorious fucking globe, eh? Fucking. Anyway. Okay, Astra Casta. Blaze it. Astra Casta. Can you see it? Okay, now it's experiments and adventures in atmosphere. So it goes on a lot about balloons, but it gives you another narrative, okay? And it's written 1865. Well, MK, you love the globe. Yeah, there's cures for that. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't bank on that globe for long if I were you. I think it's a dying affair. Okay, just got that sneaky feeling. Anyway, so I've timestamped some pages, and here we go. Now it talks about Napoleon's omen, which is a bit weird. Apparently, he had an anniversary in the early 1800s, and he was supposed to go up in a balloon. He says, "No, I can't go up in that. It's too high. The balloon will crash in a storm, and I will die." So he didn't go, and the balloon crashed, as he so suspected. So he had a bit of precog. Anyway, but we're not going to be spending too much time looking at that. So I'm going to get up to the juice of the day, and we'll start at, Astra Casta, page 2 is here. And they, as I say, they give you a lot of poems where it's just like, basically, I don't want to read it all because it's thus and thous, and it's a bit nauseating. But basically, the premise of it all is water. All of it is water for some strange reason. But if you look at the top, the classic poets impute the origins of navigation to Bacchus or Neptune. Oh, really? And this speaks of Argo, and this is what it is, this poem. So that's in this book as well. I don't want to read about it because I'm not doing that. And a very interesting thing here as well, guys, just before we go ahead. The classic historians ascribe the discovery to the Phoenicians, or the inhabitants of Altamia, Thula, Britannica. Now, Thula's not supposed to be there, is it? It's supposed to be this mystical land whose coracle, right, guys, I'm from Wales, and our traditional boat, right, is a little round boat with a man sits in. They got him in at the pad, so you'd have called a coracle. Okay, so it's a small boat, traditional in Wales and in Ireland, apparently. So whose coracle, like the one represented, is still to be found in Western Donegal. Okay, so it's a small boat. So apparently the boat that we use in Wales has come from the Phoenicians. Who knew? So let's get back to timestamping this stuff. Everybody okay in chat? Let me know. Say, I don't know, just hi, anything. Oi will do. So anyway, so it goes on, and it goes on about apocalyptic things, which it always does in these books, but fiery resets or watery resets taken from antiquity. Check it out for yourself. In these form of these crazy poems, I've read them. They're quite, blood curdling, but and now above And now below they flew, and near the earth burning chariot drew. The clouds disperse in fumes, and wondering moon beholds her brother's steeds beneath her own. The highland smoke, cleft by piercing rays, or clad with wooden in their own fuel blaze. So this is not good. Okay. Next on the plains, the ripened harvests grow, the running conflagration spreads below, and those are trivial ills whose cities burn, the people's kingdom in ashes turn. So it talks about the mountains melting too. It's quite crazy, guys. They mention the Scythia. You don't get the Phoenician in you, this bit anyway, but it's basically a plasma reset in a narrative. It goes into great detail, and it includes geographical locations of the modern day for some reason. Look at this. The blackening sun. It's just, why do they know this stuff? How do they know this stuff? And there's more of them, guys. There's more of these crazy-ass poems. And excellent reset-y depictions, as you can see. Again, a fiery chariot in the air. Now, this is like analogous for, I suppose, Vimanas or something. You can't really see a bloke on a chariot. It's something else, isn't it? It's maglev technology of somebody else. And what's he got in his hand? It's the usual active fasces. And everybody is reset, as you can see. Okay, and this is a Jupiter's thunder, and everything down below is reset and on fire. Okay. Okay. So this is the theme of antiquity. Why? Because this place is a cyclical reset system. There's little doubt in my mind that this is the case now in this stage of the game. There's just too much overwhelming evidence. It's been proved over and over again. So we're going to move up to page 25, and what we got here is proof that the Tartarians had advanced technology, and the narrative is we found out in the past through Bailey, who is a counterpart of Benjamin Franklin, that the Phoenicians stole their technology from Tartaria. Okay, is the score. Now, it covers a lot in this, guys. It talks about Arcadia also. Okay, I don't want to read it all. It's about they connect. But the way I see it, guys, okay, is through the Four Angels disclosure, I suppose, is electrical forces are what angels and demons are. They are good electrical forces. They are bad electrical forces. I see electric as sentient. How do I know? Well, because there's an electric universe and it's alive. End of. So there's quite a bit in this, guys. It deals with an early time frame, but it talks about, you know, basically the capturing of electrostatic charge in objects in order to levitate them. It's just the most mind-blowing stuff for the early period, you know. They talk about gravity. They don't want to talk about that, but okay, this one here, born in 1190. Okay, this study. Take 1 pound of sulfur, 2 pounds of willow carbon, 6 pounds of rock salt ground very fine in a marble mortar. Place where you please in covering made from flying papyrus to produce thunder. So they're manipulating the weather using alchemical mixtures. Quite simple, even as well. This is seeding, I suppose. The covering, in order to ascend and float away, should be long, graceful, and filled with a fine powder. But to produce thunder, the covering should be short, thick, and half full. So they are producing thunder. They are manipulating the weather early on as that, apparently. This receipt is to be found in the Secrets of Decca. Now, I tried to look at the Secrets of Decca, but only got like images. Okay, but there is info out there for it under the title of Flying Fire. Magic with the guise of the Dark Ages for the progress made by a few in chemistry. And the following instances, they talk about, I suppose it is Greek fire. They talk about the Arcadians here, down by here in Arcadia. Many ages in Arcadia there was practiced of this advanced technology, which they put down to sorcery. Okay, I don't really want to read all that. It's a bit small for my eyesight. But they are, they akin it to basically evil spirits, and that's what controls the weather in this mindset. But you get down to here, and this is the juice. Now, we know Marco Polo was a Phoenician, so he's a Venetian. So Marcus of Venetia, Marco Polo, in his travels to Asia, relates that the Tartars were able, through the arts of demons, to excite storms and fogs when and where they please. And at one time, association, when entrapped by robbers, by such means, he effected his great escape with difficulty. Relates that the army, excuse me, let me just bring that down. So basically, they have something that brings maybe a chemical fog, but the mind blower is how they release this this crazy weaponage. Okay, which is the Tartars. Excuse me. Hope everyone's okay there in chat. Okay, Lee, this vlog is epic. It's going to get epicer, mate. Epicer, if that's even a word. It's going to be. It's 27k daily. We only do epic anyway. You know that, mate. You're epic. The Tartars, being in the battle and forced to break the line, was rallied by a standard bearer. Funny enough, that's my family name. Fender is a standard bearer in Germany, who happened to be a magician, and who involved the enemy in profound darkness by incantations. Ooh. Magicians can be an agency for certain minerals, produced meteorological results, which through seeming to be miraculous are nevertheless natural, as I said. Such as a mixture of mountain caverns and alum and nitrate, which become ignited, emit a sudden cloud, which on penetrating the middle region of the atmosphere is dissolved into rain. So seeding. But the most incredible thing, like I said, is how they released this chemical. And this effect, these storms. So one of the remarkable victories of the Tartars over the Poles, Cromerus writes the following words. In the year 1240 of the Christian era, the Poles gave battle to the Tartars near Longnishi, broke their lines, and by the year 12, impetuous charge, excuse me, I missed a line. Lines, by their impetuous charge, they drove them to flight. Pressing closely on their rear, the utmost rank of the Tartar, hoist amidst other standards, was an ensign remarkable for the display. So an ensign, as far as I know, is a flag. So basically, amidst other flags, standards, the Tartarian standard, which I've got on my chest, I take it is the griffin. I looked it up. I couldn't find any other standards. There was a list of these. They were an owl or they were a griffin. So amidst other standards, the ensign, remarkable for the display of the figure of the crest of the bearer. The staff of the ensign was a figure, terrific and black, of a human head with a shaggy beard. This ensign, vehemently shaken by the bearer, exhaled smoke, a cloud, very thick and foul. And this cloud has not only shrouded the barbarians from the vision of the Poles, but it plagued them and made them sickened with the odor. So what are we talking? Mustard gas, guys? So hang on a minute. So is it when he waves the insignia, the flag, that it's a signal for somebody else further away to release the chemical compound? Because this is definitely some sort of chemical warfare, isn't it? You know, well, who's this figure on the ensign, guys? Black, terrific black, human-headed and shaggy beard. Whoever could they be talking about? But anyway, it's juice. It's showing that they had advanced tech. They had manipulation of the weather, all in the past. And the Tartars. So it's quite incredible. Okay. It goes on. It goes on. But dragon tech, dragons animals, or are they just analogy for electromagnetic weaponry? Okay. Is this one worth reading? Talks a little bit more about the Barbers, which are the Tartars, Barbar, Tartar, it's the same word, and God tech, the anger of God. Okay, so yeah, there's plenty in this. We're going to move on a little bit more though, guys. Okay, it goes on a little bit about Charlemagne as well in the next page. Not that I want to talk about Charlemagne, but and it's advanced tech. Check this out. Apparently, he had a chariot or a horse that flew, a bit like you get with your magic carpet, with electromagnetic properties. Check it out. You got this, the sorceries. Okay, let warlocks grim and withers hag tell how with ye the ragweeds nags. They skim the murmurs and dizzy rags and wicked speed. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so yeah, they got a dancing circle. So I take it this is a fairy circle or a ring dance of some sort. These strange little gremlin things, and he apparently appears from the sky and this great thing inside the castle, all in an obviously mud flooded world, as everything is. So anyway, let me have a little drink. Hope everyone's happy and contented. Please share this out, guys. Get some peeps over. Like, share, whatever, YouTube things. Okay. Now, towards the end of Charlemagne's reign, certain persons who lived near Mount Pelite in Switzerland, knowing by what means pretended sorcerers travelled through the air. So it seems there was a lot of people travelling through the air. Resolved to try an experiment and compelled some poor people to ascend in a aerostat or an aerostol. This descended to the town of Lyon, where immediately hurried to the prison. A mob desired their death as sorcerers. Mob desired their death as sorcerers. That's strange. The judges condemned them to be burned, and the angel ogre board suspended the execution and sent them to the palace. So they're talking about an air attack for some reason. Look, rising in the air, the error believed it to be magic, powers of magic. Okay. So apparently they're flying around quite often in the past. So that's what this book starts off. It gives you apocalyptic views in poems. It gives you news of the Tartars, and also evidence of the Phoenicians doing what we thought they did as well, believe it or not, and the change in language. It's got so much. In here is obviously Roger Bacon. You can see that there. That's going to be incredibly interesting. Now, what I thought was interesting, the fact, what they state in here, these aerostats are enormous, guys. They fill them with helium. Okay, a hollow globe filled with helium, and basically they get many people up in the air, and they can drop them wherever. And they kept this out of the narrative. There's no, they're talking amounts of people that you wouldn't have in the air. So another narrative, if you got the parachute in as early as, well, what they're talking about in this period, the late Middle Ages, why didn't they have them in the First World War? Parachutes didn't come along to the Second World War. They only in special occasions did them pilots have a parachute in the First World War. Okay, most did not. So they were not standard. So how long have they been using parachutes? Well, this long, guys. This long. Parachutes are this old. Okay, they talk about parachutes a lot in this book. Okay, a lot. And clairvoyance, normal clairvoyance, imagination, and experiments as well, which is something I'm really interested in as well. And works of Bacon. So what else have we got in here? Oh, it's just so much. Let me just bring up the thumbnails. There's a cracking little picture as well. Just coming up in the first bit. Let me just get them up, excuse me. So what we got in here is, it goes into the Montgolfier brothers, guys. They from early 1800s, but they were earlier than that. And this extraordinary omen of Napoleon, where he talks about he doesn't want to go up in it, and because he'll die, and he's really scared, and then it has an event and crashes. So war balloons, to the extent you're not going to believe. I'll give you some ideas later on in this vlog. Feelings experienced in aerial traveling in calm and storm, so the personal effect on what it's like up there. Okay, so there's much in this. See if I can just bring up them pictures like I wanted to. Not really. Okay, bring it down a bit. Okay, so we're moving on. So that's Astra Casta at the start, guys. There's a few mind-blowing things in there. So yeah, advanced tech. This is going to be the theme most of this vlog, is to what level in antiquity did they have advanced tech. Now, flags. We see a lot of flags flying in antiquity, do we not, guys? And we've often prostrated, did they have something in the fibers to make them gather a charge? Are they part of the tech? Well, thinking about that guy, just, you know, the ensign bearer, waving this flag and being able to muster up thunder, lightning, storms, and chemical fog that kills the enemy, right? In antiquity, what about this? What about this? This is in the modern day. Science Daily. Now they've got this out now, apparently, guys. So this technology is out as far as I can see. Okay, flags that generate energy from wind and sun is now a thing, apparently. Okay, so scientists. Let me just puff that up a bit for you, so you can also. That's okay. So scientists have created flags that can generate electrical energy, excuse me, using wind or solar power. Okay, the novel wind and solar energy harvesting flags have been developed using flexible piezoelectric strips. No kidding. And flexible photovoltaic cells. Piezoelectric strips allow the flag to generate power through movement, whilst the photovoltaics is the best known method for harnessing electrical power using solar cells. The study conducted by researchers at the University of Manchester is the most advanced of its kind. No, man, they were using it hundreds of years ago, and in another time, in another age, in another reset. Done. Kind of date the first to simultaneously harvest wind and solar energies using inverted flags. The research has been published by this journal. Okay, and newly developed energy harvesting flags are capable of powering remote sensors on a small scale, portable electronics, which can be used for environmental sensing, such as monitoring pollution, sound levels, and heat, for example. The aim of the study is to allow cheap and sustainable energy harvesting solutions, which can be deployed, left to generate energy with little or no need for maintenance. Looks like the game's up for these people, guys. They're bringing out Antiquitech, aren't they? The strategy is known as deploy and forget. No shit. And this is in anticipation for the model of so-called smart cities will adopt when using the remote sensors. Shit. Well, I'm lucky enough to be in a city that's just been allocated to be a smart city. We got 5G all over it, guys. You know, this, you know, a weaponized thing that is on 4 what look like giant concert speakers on the corner of a big tower block, and they're just pointing down into the community. It's awesome. They blackmail everybody with just microwave your asses if you don't do as you're told. Sorry, that seems like a civil disturbance to me. Did you cough? I think it's time we ramped up the microwave. Anyway, just saying, the Americans wouldn't touch it apparently in the past. Apparently it was too volatile for even them. So it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. They're collecting electrostatic charge using flags. Okay, it's a thing in the official narrative. So Antiquitech is on. Anyway, this is what we're going to talk about now is more permeations, flying card bits. What about this dude? This Tartarian, funky looking dude. Oh, sweet, sweet cabbage. Huh? What do you think, guys? Hi, Mary. How's it going? Hi, Frankie. Hi, everybody. Thanks for popping by. Flat day experience. I'm going to be coming back after flying car bits. Have a rabbit with you all. A rabbit is a talk. Catch up. Hi, Chaz. Hi, Uncle Orca. No. They're going too quick. Yeah, viewpoints or bullshit. No, 5G is real. It's a real thing. Okay, and yeah, it's 5G is worse than 4G because it's ramped up exponentially. The jump is just exponential. It's not like ramped up a little bit. It's like 16-fold or something. It's like they're not messing around. So, flying carpets, guys. Now, in this depiction, he seems to have a lamp on the carpet. A lamp. Inside the lamp seems to be a phoenix, I've been told, with something glowing. Now, could it be the lamp that makes it float? Okay, I have had a suggestion of my son. That's Solomon's lamp. The Solomon's lamp they still can't find. That apparently makes things levitate. So, flying carpets. Were they a thing? Were they in the Bhagavad Gita, all of the ancient texts, numerous ancient texts apparently, that these are a real thing in the past? Here, lost technology of the flying carpet may be real. Lost technologies of the flying carpet. So a couple of lovers on a flying carpet having a hover around. Don't seem like cold or anything up there all that way. Something going on with that. But they probably got shit or Tartarian clothes, so they don't feel all that cold business. So anyway, children are often taught myths, hand-me-down tales by ancient tribal storytellers as means of keeping their cultural heritage when events of the times could not be documented. Yeah, because it got reset in a manner that would last for generations other than the oral tradition or via stone carvings. The history of the flying carpet is widely regarded by most historians, religious clergy and science priests as a fictional myth. Well, they would, wouldn't they? Because all of them are wrong uns. Factual evidence showing that it may have actually existed as recently as the 1300s may have been discovered by French explorer Henry Wack of Oran. Wack supposedly discovered ancient scrolls, well-preserved manuscripts in old ruins of Almut near the Caspian Sea. The Jewish scholar named Isaac ben Shirira documented the existence of flying carpets as a device infused with orgone magnetic properties from the secret dye infused with a rare earth clay which enabled it to fly around the earth's magnetic ley lines and maneuvered in by the wind. Sweet, there you guys. Sweet. Anyway, Ben Schroeder writes that the Great Library of Alexandria, founded by Ptolemy, kept a large stock of flying carpets for its readers. The carpets were handed out, traded to visitors as visitors' slippers, and used to gild back and forth, up and down, amongst the shelves for papyrus manuscripts. So you're flying up and down the library picking up your books, guys. The library was housed in a ziggurat that contains 40,000 scrolls of such antiquity that they had been transcribed into 300 generations of scribes. The ceiling of the building was so high that the readers often preferred to read while hovering in the air. The manuscripts were so numerous that they were said to not even 1,000 men read them day or night for 50 years could read them all. So there's apparently the Library of Alexandria, modern looking skyscraper, got a strange diamond effect there. Ooh, what's that remind me of? And smoke bellowing out, and they're all in there on flying carpets because there's so many books, and you know, why walk from one book to another when you can fly on a comfy carpet? I'm totally with that. Although the library has been damaged in a civil war under the Roman Emperor Aurelian, the final destruction is attributed to the Muslim general. He burned the papyrus scrolls of the library as a caprice and the heat of 600 baths of Alexandria. All the carpets were basically adored by Bedouin Arabs, were thrown into the sea. So all of them were gone. But apparently Solomon, he had his hands on a couple. Okay, I believe Solomon, if he was a real thing, existed more recently because he was basically posing for paintings in the Middle Ages. Anyway, at the inauguration of Queen in 977 BC, her alchemist royal demonstrated small brown rugs that could hover feet above the ground. Many years later, she sent a tributary gift to King Solomon so he would not invade her kingdom. A magnificent flying carpet to King Solomon. It was embroidered with gold, silver, and studded with precious stones, and its length was the breadth was such that all the king's army could stand upon it. So a massive, huge, levitating carpet that all of an army could go on. So Queen Sheba, okay, offering a gift, a flying carpet, peace offering, so he won't wage war on a kingdom. Now, the tech is known to us, and it's crazy good. So how it flies, just checking on chat, make sure everyone's sure. Oh, Black Sheep Researcher, hi brother, what's happening? Great Pyramid was built by the Sumerians. Could have been. I think it might have been an ark. Anyway, that's just me. The general carpet, the flying carpet was spun on a loom like an ordinary carpet to make it fly. The ancient artisans had a dyeing process where the wool was infused with a special clay procured from mountain springs and untouched by human hands. The clay was superheated at temperatures that exceeded those of the seventh ring of hell, and in a cauldron of boiling Grecian oil, and then acquired anti-magnetic properties. The Earth itself at the time was conceived to be an orgone magnet with trillions of magnetic lines crossing it from north to south. Okay, well, the EM was a lot richer. This is quite a cool article. The scientists prepared this clay and dyed the wool in it before weaving it into a loom. So when the carpet was finally ready, it was floated above the earth like a superconductor, and depending on the concentration of clay used, hovered a few feet or several hundred feet above the ground. Like a railway system or maglev bullock trains, the orgone magnet ley lines of the earth acted like aerial lines to propel and direct the carpet, but the rider would tack his side carpet into the wind like a surfboard and follow the ley lines to be maneuvered by aerial currents. Swahid. I want me a flying carpet. Definitely want me a flying carpet. That sounds so cool. Anyway, flying carpets were discouraged by the Islamic lands because they say so. They were overzealous clergy thought that flying was sacrilege. How darest to fly? And that the man never intended to fly. If God had meant us to fly, we'd have had wings, so to speak. Okay. For others, they were the Persians, and the horse and the camel were the most profitable means of transport. Yeah. Boom. Certain Arab families, when influenced among the caliphs, had become rich because of vast stud farms. Oh, yeah, so they basically got rid of flying carpets so they could do a packet on camels. There's always a raise in there. Anyway, so what's this? A small community of artisans who lived near the Tigris 7 centuries packed their possessions and settled into a shiny city of Bukhara, where the emir, who did not take orders from Baghdad, gave them refuge and began a small but thriving industry in flying carpets in the locale. So he sold flying carpets. No, guys, when I went to the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, they had like the most ancient Persian carpets. Obviously, you got to take your shoes off to walk in there. But yeah, they were just amazing. And I can't help thinking, you know, how plush they were after all that time, that there's something else going on with these carpets. So they've always been in my head. So, hiya, Mel. Melanie. Hiya. So, yeah, no, 27K. Looking epic, innit? So cool. Okay. So, flying carpets are a real thing. Who knew? So, yeah, I'm buying that. Definitely buying that. So, anyway, Ben Shirira describes a genealogy of artisans in great detail. Some of the families later migrated to Afghanistan themselves, and the Kingdom of Gur. The most renowned family of carpet weavers are the Haleviks, settled in the town of Merth, and they produce patterns of carpets. The mandala in the center of the trademark is the trademark of the master. Okay, so yeah, they're a thing. Oh right, bit of bad press concerning Tartars and flying carpets. Apparently, Genghis Khan had a bit of an attitude about flying carpets, or so they say. Anyway, Give a sniff. It's best day ever. It is. Twill, you're a lady after my own heart. It is fucking best day ever. You can just feel it, can you? It's cosmic. I know, I'm getting that. Just always getting my buzz on. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Liddy dabbing. Janet, hi. Creek Princess, hi. Jeffers. And dabbing. He's got an awesome name. Anyway, so yeah, he got a bit of an attitude. So in 1260, Genghis Khan plundered the most civilizations of Central Asia. Now remember, this is the Jesuit narrative for like Tartaria, that they're like Mongol hordes, raping hordes, when like that's not the reality, we found out, haven't we? So Roman warriors on the steppes, ponies, would outsmart and outmaneuver warring armies from other kingdoms. They would rout them. The Mongols were ruthless murderers, and they would bribe their enemies, and they would kill and weaken defenders of the kingdom, then catch them, and then they would bribe them, and they would kill them too, and recover the bribe. So the old scam. So Mongols killed, raped, and robbed treasure everywhere in Central Europe, and superior fighting mobile warriors of their generation because of their horsemanry, apparently. But you'll find out when you research that the Hittites were much better, and they're inept. So. Anyway, bullshit. Anyway, murdering close to 40 million people in Central Asia, according to classical historical estimates. Among their loot, though, right, the Mongols found flying carpets, apparently. When a prisoner was told that they were more agile than the steppe pony and they could fly everywhere, the Great Khan beheaded them. And then he ordered all the flying carpets of the vast empire to be confiscated and burned. And all the artisans who were making the flying carpets, they were also killed in turn. So apparently, Genghis Khan had a bit of an attitude about everything, including flying carpets. Okay. King Solomon flew his army on a flying carpet. Give me a drink. So according to the tale of Razi, Solomon was also given a flying carpet. When God appointed him king over kings, over every created thing, right, yeah, I didn't vote for him, the carpet was made of green silk, interwoven with pure gold, embroidered with figures. It was 60 miles long and 60 miles wide. It can transport Solomon himself, his throne, 2 lions, 4 princesses, 2 armies. When Solomon sat on his carpet, he was transported by the wind so quickly he breakfasted at Damascus and slept in Media. Oh, Media is a city, of course. The journey was so smooth that the cooking pots didn't even spill the food. And the Quran unapologetically states that that person that they all believe in gave Solomon command over the winds, by which he was able to travel a 2-month journey in less than a day. So yeah, I think we should get these carpets on. We're going to need coats. It might be cold up there, but do it in the summer. Do it on a day like today. Flying carpets would be fucking epic. Guys, I'm just saying. So we might look at flying carpets as one of the lost technologies of ancient civilizations. This was relegated to the status of myth and lore. And now the evidence is available proving that hand-me-down tales are actually real. See, it's real in capital letters, meaning it's real. Historical accounts passed through generations and possibly flying carpets may have actually existed. So I'm quite excited about that because I really dig them. So I'm really happy today. As of today, on Flat Earth British, flying carpets are a real thing. Who knew? I know. Fucking, just so fucking ace. Anyway, we're moving on. More tech. Parabolic mirrors, guys. Parabolic mirrors. Now, they're all over antiquity depictions as mirrors being used. Thought about them quite a bit. There's a narrative years ago. They were going to put up space was a real thing, a space mirror, and they were going to combat climate change by space mirrors. But they apparently put one up, and not that anyone witnessed it or it's in the narrative anymore because everyone's just forgot. Apparently they sort of lit up a large swathe of Canada and torched a load of trees and thought that was a really bad idea. So they packed it in, the parabola. So Parabolic sound mirrors to reflect focus sound. These parabolic brass reflectors, okay, now I've seen them before, and I've shown some photographs in antiquity, okay, only a couple of days ago, would have been used for demonstrations of reflection and focusing of sound waves. They could also be used to create and focus beams of heat, guys, heat. Okay, these can be deadly. Okay, when done right, I'll show you now. So the operation. So this apparatus consists of a pair of brass parabolic reflectors mounted on wooden stands. One of the reflectors has a bracket with a hook for hanging a pocket watch. The demonstrator would use this apparatus to show how sound of a ticking watch may be heard at a considerable distance away, having first been made into a beam, projecting over the distance and refocused. Very little is known about the pair of mirrors of Whipple's collection, and I just thought that they were made in France and Germany during the second quarter of the 19th century. So basically, as the pocket watch ticks, the movement of the mechanism creates pressure waves in the air, which, in unconstrained, radiated outwards in concentric circles. So just radiated outwards. And the waves travel, they quickly lose intensity as the energy spreads over increasing surface area. If you were close enough to the watch, you would hear that it was ticking directly, but it may be impossible to hear the watch from a distance of only a few meters away. Now, if you check out this image here, right, with this parabolic, this is the sound wave coming in, but they can literally directionalize it to an intense point F here, okay, and see what can be done with that when they can do it. This is a tech that's known, and they're doing it. Sound waves, however, by reflecting as a focus beam, just like light waves, when sound waves encounter a plane hard surface at a given angle, it will be reflected at the same angle. But when the surface is curved, different parts of the wave may be reflected to different proportions. Parabolic mirrors exploit this fact in order to focus outcoming wavefronts in a single point of high intensity focus, F, which is basically this here, okay? So this may also be used in the opposite, okay? Now, if the wave source is held at the focus of the parabolic mirror, then the mirror will project the sound waves in a series of parallel wavefronts, reversing the arrowheads, as you see here, may be collected and refocused by another parabolic mirror. Now, the practical applications for this are massive, guys, because I got a lot of depictions showing that they're using parabolic mirrors to burn ships as they're coming in, wooden ships, and burning cities. So I think they were doing this to a great extent. If they got these up on these balloons, aerostats, and they were using parabolics with mirrors, like I've seen on many depictions, I think this is a form of devastation. I think this is weaponry. Okay, now these mirrors could also be used to demonstrate the nature of radiant heat. Okay, a hot coal is held in the focus of one of the mirrors. So there is a hot coal. Okay. While the flammable substance is held in the other. Infrared radiation emitted by the coal is concentrated into a beam, transmitted then focused onto a target, causing it to burn. Today's parabolic mirrors are used for collecting satellite TV signals, to creating light beams of car headlights, and even massive radio telescopes peering into the darkest regions of the universe. Oh yeah, really. Anyway, during the First World War, they used this invention. The radar used a huge parabolic sound mirror. Were used as an early warning detection system of approaching enemy aircraft. Like a huge year. Okay, one of the acoustic mirrors. So they're using acoustic mirrors. So yeah, the practical applications for these are just massive. It goes on. It's been in history. In academic studies, Archimedes is attributed to using them as well. Okay, no, that's the guy who invented the Archimedes screw. He's from Syracuse in Sicily. I've seen the wall. and I've seen his birthplace. I've been there. So late sources attribute Archimedes with the invention of burning mirrors, which is said to have set fire to Roman ships besieging Syracuse. The parabola-shaped mirror can concentrate the essentially parallel sun's rays into a point close to the parabola, called a focus. The same applies to our model. First parabola reflects the waves emitted by an acoustic source placed in a focus, making them parallel. The second concentrates them into a focus again and makes it possible to hear even the faint sound at a distance. So the permeations are massive with this. Destruction, spying. It's technosmia gone intense. And we've seen these all over depictions in the alchemical era. I'm really not sure, you know, you've got Mercury or Hermes, you know, the same old hands from the sky. He's got the caduceus, looks active. It's the double-headed eagle, wings open, active charge. He's on a chemtrail cloud. But the parabola that comes out of the sun hits a mirror here off of a starry woman down into what looks like the gardens of a stately home. Is that what they were doing in a reset period? Intensifying a very weak sun to make things grow. And then it goes down into sort of cave onto another mirror, and it's reflected back up again. So mirrors, parabellum, as we've seen over and over in antiquity, a big thing, no doubt about it. Okay, so we're going to move on. This one is just mind-blowing. So bearing in mind that they're using, that mirrors are a big thing in antiquity, they're big to do with the alchemical era, okay, and I've just shown you that they can be used to burn things and heat things and destroy things as well as hear things. You know, there's many permeations. Now, if you remember, quite some time ago, I posted this. It's not so much the picture that I'm obsessed with. Now I'm looking at it and thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, why is it called that? It's called the mirror of the past for safeguarding our future. Mirror of the past for safeguarding our future. And I thought, oh, right, well, whatever do they mean by that? The mirror of the past. And it's the most apocalyptic reset picture that we've yet come across. It's the skull and crossbones process during the reset. They got tickets to come in, not doing too shabby, you know, not too good. I've posted about this many times. Look at this, regeneration. And you have chickens eating chickens, birds eating birds, animals eating animals, regenerating. What the hell is going on? And obviously the active charge, the Gorgon, the snake, the serpent. The serpent is a waveform that travels through this place, wrecking it. Okay? Really can't work off this symbol what death has. So yeah, there's a process. They get food if they're really lucky. Apparently he's the lucky one at the reset. The rest are eaten by crows. And you got to keep your blindfold on, because what happens with this reset, you can't look at it. And skull and crossbones, the men seem fine. The women and peasants can't look for some reason, or the people. It's linked to the owl, the eagle, the wings open, skull and crossbone, the gorgon. I'm not sure if that's a pair code. I'm undecided. And obviously the reset world, as we all know about, we see it often enough. The all-seeing eye, plasma discharge event, and for some reason they're telling you Rapino is some sort of reptilian agenda. But regardless, guys, the reason I'm showing you is because it's a complete reset. You know, one of the best reset depictions I've ever come across. It's so, like, you know, turns your blood cold. Yet, mirror of the past, safeguarding our future. Failing to make the connection, but I think I know what I'm thinking. It's just really strange. Okay, we're moving on. And they put this narrative out there when I was young. I can remember this bullshit narrative of a space mirror as well, where they said they were going to put it up into make-believe space, and they were going to parabolic it down into basically our atmosphere to sort of heat it up in the events of global warming or cool it down. Okay. Apparently it was tested using space mirrors as sunshades. So that was their insanity. So space is, the science priests have also been looking at parabolic mirrors, but for insanity. Now, I'm going to come back. I'm going to catch up with you all peeps in a minute. Stop sharing. And I'm going to do some more juice then. Okay? We'll talk about that for a second. Okay. Is that me? It's me. It's getting dark. So, okay, peeps, that was just epic. Well, we learned a lot then, didn't we? Eh? Them poems, though, if you read them yourself, the ones at the beginning, they're like so apocalyptic. Watery theme, all of them tell you exactly how this place works. All of these poems. And the Tartars, they wave a flag. So is it the flag, like I explained on the second, article, that collects a charge which creates the weather? Or is he just like, waving it to give a signal that somebody else is doing the technology? Who knows? Flying carpets with the same technology, the same thinking, in my mind, electromagnetically. I think this is something they could do. Okay? Not so off the radar as you might think. Okay? So that's so far. Okay, got some more to come. I'm going to catch up with you guys. So we got a few people watching. Make sure to please share stuff and do stuff. So, yeah, peace and love to you all, guys. I'm going to have a little talk to you about breakaway civilization and how this is developing. Okay, so if you're happy. So, Flat Earth Bro, Martin Liedtke, check this out, bro. It's dead. It's stopped. It's censored. It's dead. It's fucked. I know, mate. Don't listen to any of it, mate. It's all implanted. Anything on the YouTube, right, that just sticks in people's heads. It's put there deliberately. Just think, where did I hear that? Did I hear it off another person? Do I know that person? Can I look at that person? Just fuck 'em, mate. Okay, it's all bullshit and lies. Okay? Give a man who knows. Okay? Ba-ba. Ta-ta. Ra-ra. Yeah. Thank you, Melanie. So, yeah, 532 watching. Thank you for everybody who has come to my Flatter Day show for epicness. We have quite a bit more to go. Just choked on my coffee. I think I better have a split. Lots more to go. Okay, so yeah, breakaway civilization. Mr. Silverfox, okay, who we're very grateful for, has land in Nova Scotia. So this was the score, and this is what people's suggestions are. Oh, Nova Scotia is really cold. You won't grow nothing there, Martin. You'll die. Okay, now, somebody else told me who lives there that it's the second warmest climate in Canada, and they have really warm summers. Things grow absolutely stonking there, and it's only shit when they have winter storms, like Britain. Okay, now, Mr. Silverfox, okay, apparently you can't work in Canada without green cards. Not that I was like directly planning to do that anyway, but setting them up everywhere in the world. Want one in Britain. Okay, so this one comes off. So what has happened now is a very kind subscriber who talked to me today, Julian, lives and he's really into this idea and wants to go and have a look at this land and sniff it out, see if it's like really juicy and golden. Okay, it's got like a nice river, a valley. You know, you don't know what we're looking at. So just to sniff it out for Flat Earth British think tank and see what's the score. So I'm going to give them the details, the address when I get them, send them over. They're going to go and check it out for us, report back, and we'll see what's up. Okay, so far. And countless offers of tradesmen and people, everybody. Sign up. Where? Sign up in the sky. You know, British don't do things like rules or anything like signing things or anything to do with pens or anything, unless it's my pen, which is a magic pen, which gives me magic content. It's got a dragon on it. Yeah, you know. Anyway, so more juice now. So that's the score at the moment with that. It's very exciting. Okay, now obviously if it's public in front of like millions of people potentially on YouTube, okay, they're not going to go and Waco your ass. It's not like we're like just people, normal people in the 21st century. Okay, so Some people. Anyway, so let's have a talk to you all. We got Black Star Decoded. I was very interested. Oh, you're very talented. Yeah, you are very talented. We're all very talented. You've got to find your niche. Mine is gobby. Give it a go. Mary, thank you, Mary. I haven't seen you for time. Mary Billings, thank you very, very much. Thanks for being me. Like I could be anything else. Not that I try anyway. If I do, I just fail drastically and just not very good for fonziness. Anyway, Lance Defrain, fantastic. Okay, thank you. We aim to please on Flat Earth British. And yes, there's 535 watching now. All of you lot. I bet you all got sharing abilities. You share it. YouTube don't like us. Okay? No. I'm on your side. Please. Thanks. So that was interesting, wasn't it? So we'll have some more juice now anyway. Okay, let me just bring it up. Got loads more to share. Antarctic is a breakaway civil. I think Antarctica, because of its name Ark, I think there's definitely something more going on with that. And, who do they send on it? Patriarch Krill. What, named after the sea crustacean? Are you taking the piss? What Buzz Aldrin? You got a weird name. What does that mean? Aldrin. It's like cauldron, isn't it? Yeah, witches, after all. So that makes sense. Anyway, so let me bring my juice back up. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, my stuff just disappeared. Oh my god. Okay, open a new window. That's shit. Sorry, it'll come back up now anyway, reload. Wow. So I hope I haven't had any sort of... There they are. Glitches or anything. I hope everything's been smooth. Herculean pillars. Yes, elk. Apparently, that would be the... I don't know, Gibraltar Straits, according to the narrative. Yeah, thank you, Mike Rolton. Thanks, mate. Ariel Diana, love you too. There's a lot of love going on here, isn't there? It's fucking awesome. What do you mean, Noons? Huh? Martin, grow a beard. JS? Fuck off, no. I mean, I've never ever grown a beard, and I'm not going to. If I get that much growth, I guess I'll itchy, and I'm not willing to go past that stage. Anyway, I don't want to be looking like Cat Stevens. Fucking hell. So, not there's anything wrong with Cat Stevens or beards, okay? They're really epic. It's just not my thing. And me, okay? I'm not bearding it up. I did have a moustache when I was younger, but my kid used to pull it, so I just chopped it off. Anyway, more evidence, going to come up now when I actually present it, of the Phoenicians actually being in America at a period in time when apparently there's all cowboys and Indians and everything else. Okay, so the Phoenicians have gone there before. They've given them the language, set up the culture. All of the buildings that you see in America we'll be looking at the end of this video, they were already there. And there was an older world and an older civilization, which already I'm running. Who knew? So, 2 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to share screen for a second. Buzzing. I am absolutely buzzing. So. Okay. So what we got here, right, guys, is a book or a journal, actually. So it's a Mormon study. I don't want to go too much into that. It's quite interesting, though. But there was one bit that I pulled out about it because it brought up the Phoenicians and an alternative. One to go with the maybe 20 alternatives of history that I've already proposed, showing you that the Phoenicians infiltrated society early on. So the first narrative, it's the suspicions of Christopher Columbus being a real story, etc., etc. And I'm going to talk about that because I find it torturous because, there's no real, evidence for any of this. So where it gets interesting is by here, slightly more credible, meaning more believable, is the enduring version of Atlantis theory, is that the Carthaginian or the Phoenician theory, which is sufficient stock of navigational abilities of ancient Carthaginians of North Africa and in the Phoenicians to have found by crossing the Atlantic in sail ships to the New World, able to explain sufficiently navigation, settlement of vast numbers of animals, human families, a culture. This theory likewise lacked popular support. So it's out there, guys. It's exactly what we've been thinking, and this is picking up on it. So other sideline explanations, which included the Canaanite, the Offranani, the Offerain, the Welsh theories also did not gain much acceptance. The Canaanite theory, first opposed by whoever this dude is, claimed that the Indians were descendants from Ham, son of Noah, who had been cursed by God along with the descendants. The Cain theory generated little support based as it was on excessively narrow reading of the Old Testament. They always say that, don't they? You don't understand what you're reading. So apparently this is Atlantis, existed in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They'd like to think off the coast of, hang on, we got Africa's that side, America's that side. So it's not east. West is east, east is west. Okay, that makes sense. And these are supposed to be the Canary Islands as well. They're supposed to be part of if it existed and it sunk beneath the waves, which I probably think it did, and will come back up again. What's this Welsh legend? Ancient Welsh legend took on prominence in 1797. George Bruger visited Halloik's work and argued some similarities between Indians and Welsh dialects. So yeah, I've heard this anyway. Welsh-speaking Indians, you can go to like the, I can speak Indian, I can speak, I can speak Apache, I can speak all of them. As Tom Wakitangiangi Utikimunga or Anukunangiangi Utikimunga is apparently Indian. I can speak that. So this book is the Book of Tortures. Okay, it's a Jesuit Book of Tortures. So basically, sometime in the past, when the Jesuits, the Phoenicians turned up, if you don't believe what they're telling you, it's a globe, and other pathetic narratives, this is what they do. They chop you up and shit. But it gets a bit weird. It gets a bit, carnagey, as used to. So yeah, this is a book of Jesuit tortures, okay, of what they do to people when you don't do as you're fucking told. You need to cough up more at the service on Sunday, Sonny. And there's how Venus de Milo started. I thought she just was a rampant nail biter. Anyway, so yeah, so it's a Jesuit book of tortures for people who are not doing as they're told, not believing what they're told, not going with the brainwashing. Okay, sticky sort of thing in a mud flood, because everything's mud flooded. Pulling out with fingernails as you do. Oh, look at that. And they only put him up the right way yesterday. Luxury, fucking luxury. So they don't know their bones, are they, people today, kids today? Back a few hundred years ago, it was, oh, this is all right. We know this. We've seen this from Mirrors of the Past, Safeguarding Our Future. It's called recycling. Yeah, so apparently, and it's not funny, the animals are chowing down on us and eating us all. So, fucking epic, bring it. And yeah, so usual, horsey draggy human, human draggy human, and other stuff going on. He's like, please help me. Yeah, good luck with that. And burying people in the mud flood. So either they're burying big ditches in the gloopy mud, or the mud is really gloopy, which it is. Okay. And they're burying them neck up in the mud, which sounds, pretty, there's a lot of mud around. Why not utilize it for the best, isn't it? Or there's put him into the hot tar, or chuck the others off a tower, which seems to be the norm. So there's a lot of just killing and that. It's not too much chowing down, but they're not showing you what they do later. Obviously, he's putting him in a pot to eat him later. Into a basket of serpents. Okay. And they're just burying him alive. Ooh, look at all that in the background in the mud rivers. It's like mud rivers, guys. Pyramids and rotundas and stuff. So yeah, more stabby, sticky. So there you are, Book of Tortures, just to let you know that fish heads, they tortured that ass to death in the past. They're fucking nuts. There's their sort of, you know, torture collection, the rack shit for later, as they do. So there's a bit of carnage. We get a bit of strangeness later as well, because I do like a bit of strangeness. Anyway, we're getting up to some images. So thinking about, like, if you've got an enemy force of Phoenicians and they're coming to your country where you're all like maybe not talking a language, or everyone in the world has got a different, has got one language, okay, and then they bring in the phonetics, just like the Bible says, guys. They just confused all the tongues. There must be like how many different versions of phonetic out there. It's just crazy. Anyway, so what we're looking at here is a Phoenician, because he got that water pot and he's pouring it out, but he's actually a Titan. He's a hillside. So why is a Phoenician a Titan? Why is a Phoenician a Titan in this case? Because I thought they were little squirts and Tartarians were actual giants. Anyway, so this is something very futuristic from antiquity. The trees are tiny and it's some sort of steam plant. I think after resets, they are regenerating. They are basically regenerating the atmosphere flat to breathe. And like I said, guys, in the past, they had insane levels of naval abilities. This thing carries 15,000 men. As far as I know, apart from troop ships, I'm not sure anything in the modern day can carry that. But it goes by windmills that project it, and there's cannons like 400, 500 cannon, 48-pounders. This thing is like take out any city. And they got more of them. There's one in the background. Did they ever tell you about them in school? No, they didn't really, did they? Well, they won't, will they? It gives the game away. So usually, I suppose it's Napoleon or, the Duke of Wellington in the... No, Nelson and the Battle of the Nile. There you are. So it's an analogous for Nelson in the Battle of the Nile. And he's killing crocodiles, which are shooting explosives. And it's sort of a green, mud-flooded, reset-y, pyramided Egypt. But that's only in, like, late 1700s. British oak. British oak is what the ships were made out of. And another reset-y one, okay, which is a similar theme, okay. So he's got his foot on religion, on in gold. And I suppose this is like a barbarian type of thing, the guillotine. Okay. And she's got the active charge. It's a Gorgon. What I see all of the time is the red dunce's hat with the blue thing on it. Guys, we're going to see this 100 times. I'll show you it again. It turns up all over. From Britannia, the active charge, which kills the enemy. The plasma fash. And, it's not just that ship. The French had them too. They were, this is how many windmills on this. How many troops are on this flotilla? Couple that with the balloons that they have at the time. These guys are are on a giant... well, there's no way that 4 men could, do an entire army. I don't know what's going on there. But just goes to show that they are on a vast scale, okay? Which is not what they're telling us about the past. And it's all about plasmid resets, as it usually shows in these depictions. So you get the fasces, and if it's crossed with, in this the eternal flame thing that they've got, okay, which will keep going forever, apparently, which I think is this chemical fog that they keep talking about. Phoenician. And there you go again, look, guys, that same red cap. She's got a disc. Active. The wings are open, so it's active. He's active. They're active charges. And a fasces, or an electrical or a plasma discharge. And you're going to see this a lot in these depictions. Okay. A lot. Oh, excuse me. And that's what they actually do. Which is all over antiquity. Is a massive civilization that's completely gone missing. This is Tartarian. And this is his opulence in the past. So they did have, cool stuff, so to speak. And some alchemical depictions of the serpent entwining around the sun. The lion. It's all a recipe. And the tree with the plasma discharge event. And the skull. This is interesting. It's London here. Londonism. Okay, excuse me. And across London Bridge, it's got Whitehall's on this side. But that's Suffolk. So I don't know whether Whitehall's for that bit over there. But regardless. So, we're moving on. Because we have quite a bit to show you. Okay. We're moving on. Now, gonna have some pics of the day. I'm gonna check out my chaffee. So hi Doc. Hi Doc. So here we go. We're gonna have some images of the day, and I'm gonna show you some stuff, and we're gonna have a think about things. Okay. So this little fella, he sussed out how to get around in the jungle or wherever they are. So I don't know if that is an actual. Is that a kingfisher? It might be, but anyway, he's hitched a ride. I think that's pretty epic. Really pleased about that. Then he got around whatever creature that is. Yeah, there you are. So has he got some sort of tech that makes the carpet fly, or have they done what we said? Piezoelectric forces, wires into the weave of said flying carpet to give it flying properties. I'd say yes, definitely. So here we go, guys. Some cool photographs, late 1800s, and they are all of American cities. So what we got, I'll try and identify them. I think I can remember most of them. Is Milwaukee, Boston, New York, Philadelphia. I think there's one or two more. Okay, but I'll try and remember as I'm going. So apparently, this is a giant ancient viaduct and is ripping through Colorado. So who put that there? The colonials. That thing's Roman. That thing's an aqueduct. So it's from aqueduct. Okay, so there would be colosseums in America, guys. So, not really sure. I can't really identify these ones, but they're all for Shroppy. Some of them are Boston, but they are all this, you know, this red granite stone, Tartarian type buildings. The world is complete. It shows that it's been flooded somewhere in the past in all of the cities. But what I want to show you is how beautiful it all is. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the color in the, the depth in these. So yeah, door right down there. They've covered them over. And your front door has, for some reason, got to be, I don't know, 30 foot in the air for some reason. Ooh, what are they? Ugh. They're like, are they nuns? Oh, that's fucking spooky. That must be the penguin. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So they stuck a Phoenician on a sill. So I think they come along and did all this after. Probably after all this had been underwater. Because everything's altered. Look at that portal there. That's been blocked up from its original mechanism. You'll see this a lot. So that is Coney Island, New York. Like I mentioned before. Nowadays, it's just crap. No offense, but it is, guys. You all seen the Warriors. Warriors come out to play. Yeah, it's fucking terrible place. That was it 100 years ago. So you feel robbed, you know. Great now. So yeah, this one is incredible. This is in the center of India. No, this is actually, I know this one. It's in New York City, and it's called St. Paul's Chapel. And the graveyard looks really old. And it's just, I bet that's gone now and is a skyscraper or something. But the way they just disappear into these very massive skyscrapers, which have Tartarian looking tops and unbelievable Phoenician statues all over a lot of them. It's like, you know, you can identify this straight away, this corner building. Excuse me. Put that back. This corner building here, we just know, like, we call this Tartarian style. It's, you know, slightly Baroque, Gothic. It's not strictly Phoenician, although it's got their statues and their alterations. You know, the pointy Munster style roofs with all of the wrought iron, which we know is a tech. Gathering what was more electrostatic charge. And now the flags, the flagpoles, I don't have to say anymore. Well, they're only flagpoles. Yeah, they're flagpoles for flags. Flags are collecting charge. So this is an old city before it was developed. I can't remember which one. Clearance, I think. Clearance or something. I can't remember. Should say on there. Oh, it says El Paso. Oh, fucking hell. El Paso. So they got photographs in El Paso, mining, exchange. Yeah, the whole city of El Paso was built by apparently miners. So there's a couple of stately homes in the back, guys. El Paso, who knew? Wow. So see what else we can identify. So this is a peace mission. It's really interesting building. You got the bottom windows like a castle, all blocked up. Really old. But of course, they'll tell you this thing was built like 20 years before this photograph, because, you know, these places in, you know, 1850s, 1840s were just never had any people in them. They were gold miners, apparently. And there you go again. All the lower levels, beautiful decoration. They always got these, excuse me, these shades as well. Don't see them too much in the modern day. Not sure what them 3 wires are. Probably a flagpole for a flag, which collects electrostatic charge. It's 9:30, but Mel, unfortunately, I tend to foreshows up a bit in this vlog. So that's the Woolworths place. It's a bit of a space rockety thing. Not that they're real, but you know, they look like them. And that was apparently one of the biggest skyscraper in the world for a little while. From the Woolworths, but I think it's left over. I think it's there. I think the photographs are all hampered. You know, how do they get this crystal clear in the 1890s? So what do you reckon on this, guys? This Roman temple, Greco-Romano temple, building inside it. Bet you any money that was there first. Oh, this is just added. So that's a really nice picture. Such good depth in these shroppy images. And good clues, too, to Antiquitech and the old world. You know, there's nothing being built in any of these. And I've come into, you know, I was thinking, is it possible that we're looking at maybe 100 years before, or even 200 years, or another age altogether? Because there is that thing with the Kodak family, guys. You know, Linda Eastman's father, Eastman, is supposed to be sitting on the age of photography. And this stuff's been around hundreds of years. You know, I really do think. Boston, yes, that's right. It's Boston, Margaret. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? And look at the Antiquitech. And look, like you said, weather vanes. I think that's exactly what's going on with the weather vanes. And with what we know now about the flags. Look at all that lower level. Yeah, that's a really good one, that, of Boston, I must admit. Yeah, there's some good Boston ones. That's Boston as well. I've seen this church actually covered in ivy in an earlier period that I've posted. Look at all the wrought iron work to hide the bottom windows. Still work going on, though. There's wood there, guys. They got the sewers in. There's a hole there. Brand new pavement with glass on top, so that tells you that there's a lower level below. You know, like they have them glass floors. Yeah, that's incredible. It's like being there, isn't it, guys? Thinking this is like 130 years ago. And it's like yesterday. Clarity, not so much on that one. Okay. Let's move on. That one was also in Milwaukee for some reason. They have this massive Tartarian palace thing there with all glass around it. And I think this is the seafront then, or the riverfront there in Milwaukee at 1900. And this building in Milwaukee is absolutely mind-blowing. I've got a couple of images of it. It's Tartarian. So that's another city I've been looking into. This thing here in Milwaukee is older. It's a skyscraper, right, guys? And the door, you know how many giant arches we see on these types of buildings? Apparently this one is only a half, and it really does look, because of the windows on the side, like the other half's under mud. I'll show you now on another photo. So the streets are not, you know, not brilliant. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not sure, but it's just another one from Milwaukee again. An old chapel. And Milwaukee again, we've got 3 o'clock. They got electric lighting, wrought iron work, capture charge. So the infrastructure's in. They got fire hydrants and everything. They've come on a bit by then. And this building, you just seen there was a clock in it early on. Okay, so Milwaukee City Hall, 1894, 1895. In the earlier photo, it's got a clock in it, but they've taken it out. And the mechanism, and there seems to be like some sort of gantry up on you, and all the mechanisms taken out. And it was in the earlier photo there. Look, so I can't really tell you what date that is, but in this photo, it's 1895 in this picture, clock's in there, all of the mechanism, completely different top to it. It's like it's all stripped out. So yeah, I would suggest that they've just completely ripped off all the mechanism. And check that arch. It's like half buried. I've got a better one now. And these double-domed, beautiful, like Russian things, also in Milwaukee. Just typical Tartarian sort of style. Also this. Is that Spain? Is that South America? Is that Lima? No, man. America. Old world America. This stuff was there all along. Okay? All of it. As was that. Got 6 o'clock on a beautiful dome roof. Looks like it's Peter's Basilica or something. Old world. Also mud flooded. Look at this down there. All the half block windows. And that's Milwaukee City Hall, apparently, or Town Hall, whatever, after some sort of fire. And you can see them half buried windows at the bottom. And the dome is gone. But, excuse me, as you can see, it's all metal inside. It's a metal frame. So this was a full-on device. You can see there's all statues there. And this pole's gone with 2 things on it. So, yeah, they got rid of, seems to have got rid of all of the technology in Milwaukee. So the clock's there. Okay, the mechanism's still there. That is still there on top and hampered. And look at this arch. It's like half buried. I think it's half buried. Oh, that was a 10 to 4, was it? No. It might be. They come up anyway. This is also in Milwaukee. Beautiful building, this one. I love this one. Typical Tartarian style. You can see that anywhere. All over New York. All over America. And Milwaukee, apparently, they like to push the globe. And they feed and supplies the world. So apparently Milwaukee has got a big thing on feeding and supplying the world. But they got a Phoenician holding their bullshit. And a globe, which they brought, which is also bullshit. Like that. So there it is again. Sweet, isn't it? 10 to 4. 10 to 4. Well, thereabouts anyway. So why is that significant? I don't know. It just keeps showing up all in antiquity. I've seen it twice the other day. Oh, yeah. Warning, there's some freaky pictures coming up. Okay. Wide streets for magic carpets. One love. Ooh, I love that. We just said Solomon could get thousands on them. They might have been massive. They could have been all scooting up and down on flying fucking carpets, all we know. I love the idea. Anyway, so yeah, these are burnt ventriloquists dolls. Now, I always find ventriloquist dolls really, really spooky. I think they come to life on their own. And this one is just too freaky, and I can't really explain it. It looks human-y. Look at his hands. They look human too. See the little finger? Something really off about that fucking picture. I can't work it out. But that's what they said. They said they were ventriloquist, burnt ventriloquist dummies. They don't know. They were just spotted in the street one day in London back years ago. No one ever knew what they are. They just sort of just showed up. They walked on the road. Nobody really took any notice. And it's yet to be, confirmed. They're just strange things that walked on the road one day. Anyway, don't know, but like this diver, he's come from a watery depth, obviously. So he's a diver. This guy, he's basically got apparently a transmitting device on his head, and it's of the highest technological nature. You can see it in his eyes. He's just like, I am so high tech right now that I need breathing apparatus because it's probably going to make me pass out and die. So I think he's got like a transmitter. He's transmitting radio waves from his brain to something. Actually, he's probably, he's probably downloading the contents of his brain into that paper and his typewriter. So anyway, advanced tech. This cat is looking really like it's saying, I killed my fucking mouse. Now what do I do with my life? Something like that. It's really... Can you put that face into words, guys? It's like, shit. It's like, it's more hysterical. It's more like, oh my God, I'm so, a wired, trippy cat. Anyway, shouldn't have killed that fucking mouse. It's your own fault. Your own fault. But we do like cats. Okay, no offense to cats. No animals were harmed in the presentation of this Flat Earth British flag. Now, I was wondering about this lady because jugs, I was thinking, is that why they're called jugs? And now they're for cups. So I think that's that case solved. The origins of jugs is they're for holding cups. So it's jugs or cups. And she seems very happy about it. I don't know how she drinks her tea. It's probably a technique. Probably just like a little lift. It probably goes, sit back down. Something like that. Anyway. In the early days, when hot dogs hit the street, there was a bit of confusion, it would seem. Yeah. I wouldn't advise that. But they were relatively new. So this lady, she heard about Flat Earth British vlogs and the fact that ice is kept in happy hats to keep your brain cool, so you think better for advanced thinking. She heard about it and she said, fuck me, I've got a really hot face. I've had it all week. So she invented this, I could cool my face down thing, mask thing. Does it work? Is your face numb? God, has she got black eyes? Anyway, I don't know, but like if you go down to the woods today, make sure you don't bump into these. Okay, I'm not sure what they are because you can't really have a frame of reference for what they are. They are things in the woods. Just saying. Okay, more things in the woods. All hail, Cortina. So it seems there's a cult of devil worshipping or Cortina worshipping, if that's a Cortina, worshipping cult members. So it's all rise, dead Cortina, Mark IV. All rise. Something like that going on, I suspect. Looks really sinister. So, yeah, you get cults for all sorts of things, like the globe, for example. Yeah. So, this is a real photograph of mermaids coming up from the sea. Okay. No, it's real. It's real. Mermaids are real, but like when they come up and they appear, because they just appear like randomly, sporadically, they lose their fishy bits, like the tails and all that, and they just turn into like normal women. And that only happens when they first come out of the sea. Okay, so don't be misled, okay, by that fucking Daryl Hannah film Mermaid. Very, very misleading, and it is Hollywood. But regardless, mermaids are real. Look, proof the mermaids are real. I don't want to hear nothing about it again, guys. They're real now, okay? That's another thing that's real, along with flying carpets. Okay, these mermaids. Lee's happy now. I know Lee Flat Earth British is happy because he likes mermaids. Yes, Way Valley Parks, they're real. Soldier, yes, they are real. Soldier, then they are real. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I can't really work it out, but it seems this works really down below ground level so much that they had to put a stack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a load of pallets which look burnt on top. But what's happening in there, I really couldn't say, except that it's all happening way below ground level. I can't really tell you. This is a curious one. Okay, what's going on with this? Seems it's a Tower of Babel affair. So it's concentric circle, skyscraper, modern looking dome thing. But it says Babylon, Sem, Ark or Axe. So are they telling you this is it's an ark? Axe. Just wondered if it's an ark of some sort. I don't think the Tower of Babel has been, sorted out what this actually is. This is what the world looks like after being under the water for some while. I think I've showed that before. Right, now, we got some more images. I'm just going to scoot over to my albums. And Heidi in New York City, she lives in Manhattansville, and she goes out all day long taking photographs for Flat Earth British peeps of New York stuff, mainly Phoenicians, as you can see. So it's like, she goes down Fifth Avenue, Madison, and all the cool-ass places in New York City, photographing this shit. And some of it's really demonic and evil. But have you ever heard when they say there's something the secrets the New York holds? Yeah, try the whole of America. Try all this shit was there already. Try you can't see any of it being built, and the ones you are hampered. Try all that, for example. Anyway. So yeah, she photographs cool. This is all like in the last couple of weeks from New York. Gives it more juice, I think, because it's like for us, not just random off the internet. So yeah, Beautiful Phoenician bits, but they're not beautiful, but they are quite decorative. And as you can see, everywhere in Britain got got this as well. My central library got exactly the same, and the two huge Phoenician these dudes holding up the doors. These dudes, okay, holding up the doors, and they got these pyramidal upside down bottom bits you always see in all of the alchemical depictions, and they're always eyeballing you out. Watch out. And they're doing it again. Dun, 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 dun. They're doing exercises. 1878, they say all of this caper could may well have been the edited bits, not the facet, not the building itself. So yeah, dormer windows, beautiful decoration, energy gathering flags. So they blocked the dormers off. I think in a lot of these places there were organs. People always ask me why there's no toilets in any of them. This is a big question. Not sure if, the narrative of Thomas Crapper and why public toilets were not in these buildings is a big question, guys. Think about it. But I think I know the answer. When I was a kid, all of these Victorian houses, I used to work on the buildings a lot. There was one guy who used to go down his end of his garden path daily, open his kazi, which is a end of the garden toilet, sit on his toilet with the door open, reading the Echo and talking to us. It's like, how's it going, boys? Yeah, all right, mate. This is how people were back in the 80s, really weirdly. But we all had outside toilets, even when I was a kid, guys. Okay, it was only the very rich houses that had plumbed toilets. We didn't even get ours till about 74 in my house. Really, we had an outside one. So, is it because there were no people here, and this place had been underwater, and they were cleaning it up, and there was no need for any toilets at that time? And where did we come from? Where did we arrive from? Off pond? Just delivered? Or did the stork bring us, guys? Did the stork bring us? An army of storks, right? Somebody don't like this bank, guys. The First National Bank of New York City, 2 Phoenician eagles, blank, done in a classical 1920s style. And somebody's chucked a pot of paint over it because they basically kicked him out on the street when he had 6 kids. Anyway, so Phoenician flowers, maybe they brought all this flowerage with them, I'm starting to think. After a mud flood, this place is going to be fucked. They're going to have the seed stocks because they got the Svelbard's seed bank type thing going on in the past for resets, and they come out their bunkers or from the seabed and tart all the buildings up and regenerate the place with their stuff, with their plants. Maybe our plants were nothing like their plants. Maybe our stuff was massive and really cool. Maybe their stuff is just shit and little like it is now. Do you ever think of that, guys? Because some of the depictions in old books show, melons and trees and coffee and everything is very, very much bigger. So did the Phoenicians bring all of this flowers and seeds with them after the reset? Because everything's going to be covered in mud and silt and ash, guys, after all volcanoes, all earthquakes, tsunamis, plasma discharge, and the whole fucking thing goes bang. And slurp, as we think, and everything else. I think it's a reality. So they're interesting. They're alchemical, aren't they? 2 fiery pot sticks. I wonder what it is with the fiery pot. Nice stained glass windows here in New York City. Really liking them. It's a lovely day. Even the decoration up here on the red brick. They don't miss any detail, do they? Nowadays, sweet fuck all. The opera. Okay, still all the Phoenician decoration. We move on. So yeah, New York City. Thank you for these, Heidi. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And some New York skyscrapers. I don't know what that is. Looks like a coach house. It's old. Wow. Look at that for a facade. Let's have a look at these creepy Phoenicians looking at us. Yeah, see? No matter where you're looking, they're always looking at... Ooh, who's that one? I haven't seen him before. Let's have a look. Oh, a couple of new Phoenician personalities. And all of the plaques are bare because the previous tenants. Or maybe they're just analogous for Black Mirrors because they're that sick. Look at that chunk of red granite. Phew. Or will the what? Yeah? Sweet, isn't it? And this New York City building. Secrets of New York. Old Amsterdam. So that's 223. That's the Woolworth building, guys. The entrance and the lift going in is just mental. Sorry about that. So this is just a giant doorway into the Woolworths building. Phoenician Eagle at the top. And look at this, guys. That's just the entrance for the Woolworth building. And look at Woolworths now. They haven't even, they went through. They're not even in Britain anymore. Just shit. Because they couldn't go online. And she took me a picture of the, oh God, what was Twin Towers? No, Freedom Tower. Somebody mentioned to me in my comments, guys, that they thought that the two Twin Towers together would work like a tuning fork. Think about it. They're made of metal. They vibrate in the wind. I bet there was an audible hum of them in the wind. Any money. And this is the entrance to the Woolworth lifts. Check it out, guys. I know it's only gold leaf, but wow. New York millionaires, eh? Fucking hell. Check it out. Like a church. That's just the lift in the Woolworth building, guys. Phoenician. And Tartarian Tower. All in New York. So good they named it twice. I love it. The Scandal and the Vice. That's a bit blurred. Excuse me. Oh, look at this one. Oh yeah, they got sweet architecture that's still been left amongst all of them horrible fucking chunks of metal everywhere. The odd pearl, same for every city. I suppose this is Patrick's. Wow, just jutting out like that on the street. Wow. Check it out. So yeah, it's quite good having somebody send photographs of such a good place in. I had this picture on my wall in my room for absolutely years, you know. Really interested in its architecture. And one of my subs from New York sent me pictures of around the back of this building because I said, oh, I think there was photographs of that being built. He said, no, man, it's a mud flood there. I can prove it. And he went round there and it goes like 20 foot down. So they bring the vegetation and the fruit with them. Is the Voynich manuscript the original Tartarian text? And that was our plants and that was our language and that was our way of life? Who knows? Check that out. This is actually in Britain, this one. I think it's in Portsmouth or Plymouth. And it's just a public toilet, believe it or not. They bricked it all up. It's got columns and a Phoenician. Just a British bloody public toilet. And another American city. I think, is this Austin? I'm not sure. But look at their Twin Towers. Whatever they do. Going up to it. Just mental. And the Phoenician standing upon either a comet resetter or their globe myth. Madison Avenue. Look, it's all coppered off that. Oh shit. It's coppered off that one. So I think that's about it. I'm going to come back now. Show you some more New Yorkies. Is there any more we're going to miss out on? No, just some department stores. Awesome Dawson. I think that's it. Now, here's my website in case you haven't seen it, guys. There's some cool stuff on here. This is Flat Earth British Mud Flood website that's been kindly put together by Rebecca Bex. I want to thank very, very much for what she just did, which is, I'll show you now. So, what's that? 40% off thing, anyway. My FEB shop. So it's mind-blowing mud flood, and as I show you many times, but look, this came up. Welsh Dragon Metals. Now, this is my boy. This is my son. He's just started a YouTube channel out, and he's into making, like, basically ripping gold out of, just making gold out of shit, and he's doing it to great effect, actually. Gets little gold bullion things out of computers. So there's his YouTube channel. It's specializing in salvage and recovery of precious metals, extraction of electronic waste, using safe extraction methods and recovery of chemicals from salvage goods. And he just knows what he's doing. So it's alchemy, basically. So if you're into like prepping and you've got a load of computers around your house and you want to strip the gold out, have a few gold ingots instead, he'll show you how to do it. and other precious metals. You know, he knows quite a bit about it all, and we're trying to understand what's going on with lead, PB. Seems there's a lot more going on with that, guys. You know, the thing with the Romans and the lead in the windows, the lead crystal windows that, you know, have properties. So yeah, there's something going on with the PB. So these are the subjects: comets, Tartarian, mud floods, fasces, star forts, technasmia, giants, airships, words, maps, mappage, and resources. So considering we've been looking into aerostat. Now, as I said in that book, Astra Casta, if you take a look at the beginning book, guys, okay, at the beginning bit, it will say that they had balloons up 6 miles plus up. Okay, and this is the Montgolfier brothers of France, and apparently they were the pioneers of it all, but it's not. This thing goes way back. Okay, yeah, it was early Chinese, apparently, with flying machines that look like balloons. Okay, and also this, I thought this was, you know, fictitious. You know, when I picked it up, downloaded this image, I thought, oh, that's just a fantasy thing. But what if this butterfly was part of the mechanism and they were using that, you know, that levitational quality? Same with this. You know, how do we know that they weren't using this to them scale? That book says that they were, you know, that book says that they were carrying thousands and thousands of men in the air in the distant past, guys. Okay, to that level. To that level. Okay, so balloons were a thing, a huge thing in the past, and it's been taken out of the narrative using the Hindenburg disaster. Oh, the humanity. I don't think we're going to be bothering with them again. They look a bit dangerous. So this fucking thing here, the Hindenburg, put an end to it all. Okay, the Graf Zeppelin. What about this one? A fish balloon. What about these fish that come up from the watery depths with the Phoenicians? What about them being submarines? And they come up, the Phoenicians, with submarines. Okay, as you can see, of all shape and form. So let's have a look at you lot. You should be all in chat now. Oh, that's me. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to come back for a bit because I've been talking for the 10th of never. And see you here. It's 570 odd of you. Welcome to Flight of British. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed my little presentation. And I should be back. You see me? Epic. All right then. Thank you, Philip Miles. How's it going? Submission, Sex Pistols, classic track. Philip, you're just getting into the Pistols, are you? Me, it was massive Pistols. French pogo off the wall. Me, because I'm from them, from that days. So that been good. What's happening? Pete and Pete, yeah. Don't watch too much about them. Some of their stuff's really interesting. No, just don't have much time. Artist, my brother. The totem pole has often been a bird like a creature on the top. Check out totem poles. No, we do. I've looked into totem poles. Very interesting. The Phoenicians, they have their own totem. It's a ship totem pole for some reason. Fucking hell. All hail, Geo Shifter. Man, brother, where have you been? Thinking of you quite a bit. Good to see you, brother. I'm glad Geo Shifter's back. Yay! So I'm buzzing about that. All hail Geo. Geo Shifter in the house. True legend. Thank you. No. Yeah, Joseph Brandenburg. Yeah, your new video is hilarious. If you put different stuff with them words that I'm saying, it is quite hilarious. Even I laugh. I think fucking he's a nutter. So cool. Brandon, hiya, Brandon, brother. Celtic love to you all. Lisa, thank you so much, Lisa. 5 Perez, James Heen. Yeah, you use sometimes, Geo, I always think, anyway, I usually, like if Globebusters was out there anymore, I would say, all hail Geo, knowing you would probably be there. Am I right? Yeah, no. So, Matthew Davis, same buildings in Australia, mate. Same as Melbourne. I've done them all on my vlogs. I've covered Melbourne, Sydney, and the worst thing about them is the narrative. You know, they're supposed to have arrived in Botany Bay in 1790, and then, like, miraculously, 60 years later, is these huge buildings, huge Tartarian buildings with a whole infrastructure laid down. And I don't fucking go for that. Ainsley! Cammy! I was just on about Globebusters. Yeah, no. Where are you? Where are you? So, it's good to see you. Welcome, Cammy. welcome everyone. In fact, I'm such bubbling today. I'm such a happy man. So, bubbling. Bubbling means happy. Okay. So, Sun Mew, nice to hear you too. So, we're not going to have a guessing game now, competition. Get your thinking hats on. No. Psychically, I'm going to communicate what is in this. This is a golden opportunity to get it right for the change, okay? I got no gifts to send. I sent everything Flat Earth British out. Okay? I'm waiting for some more. So, all hail Tartaria. Tartaria. That's our national anthem. Brian Evans. Liars. I fucking hate a liar and all. It really pisses me off. Anyway. So, guessing what's in the box. I'm doing a thought transference now. Really. Into your mind. So Martin will be on your mind for a split second. I will remove myself from your mind. I won't linger about. Okay, unless you want. So here we go. It's you got it, haven't you? So what is it? It's a piece of carpet. No, that would be Frankie. That would be a bit too predictable. I didn't even think that. A Pandora. I don't know what that is. A mini flag. No. A coin. No. Thank you, Matt. No. Chris. Amethyst? No, I did that last week. A grinder? No. A bracelet? No. A pack of cards? No. A Rolo. I love a Rolo. Coins, a Tartarian flag, a paperclip, a hippo. A hippo? No. Urine, tooth, cookie, air, a bracelet, feather. What's that? No. Nearly, though. So, static carpet, another joint, classes, tack, bubblegum, mirror, fossil, shadow box, more juice. Nope. No weed. No. Chunk of hash. No. Kimberly, a brooch. No. It's chocolate. It's a smaller box. No. It's a statue. No. Bunny. No. It's a floppy disk. No. It's a donut. No. It's a tuning fork. No. It's a flower. It's a turf. It's a metal. It's a spring. It's a scissors. It's a tea bag. It's a flight of British socks. Stacy in Massachusetts. No. It's a rabbit. No. It's dice. It's lion. It's a ring. It's not my little rabbit. Heavy. No. I'll see that word. Magnet. Stop. Kathy Lawrence, who's got my son's name. You are the winner. It's not a gold nugget. It's a chunk of miracle gold. You won. So the most psychic out of all of you 600 people is, in fact, Kathy Lawrence. Yeah, it's magic, miracle. Anyway. Chunk of miracle gold. It's a mixed miracles. That's too. Put it by your Buddha. Mixed miracles. Okay. Anyway, thank you, artist. Congrats at 27k day. Not too shabby. We don't mind that. Let's keep on pushing. No? Okay, let's keep on being as annoying as we possibly can. I'm really good at that. So you can always rely on me being like that. So, any questions? What have we been looking into? I'm going to do a recap before I fuck off. I do want to. Sorry about my language. Not really. Ow! I'm brilliant Fonzie today. Anyway, but really happy. So Astra Casta, right? And if you look at the beginning bit, it shows you they got balloons going up 6 miles, even 10. That's what it said, guys. Basically, Napoleon's omen. Read about that because he's a bit of a apparently chicken shit and he won't go up in the air. And Phoenicians as well. They were in America. Basically, you're speaking their language. They came over. We were probably not even here. Probably got introduced. The Tartarians. Are they us? I don't know. I'm feeling very Tartarian today, so I think we are. Fires and floods in poems in this book. And apparently, in a battle with the Tartarians, the Tartarian flag bearer in a load of flags, he comes up. He waves his ensign with a big monster on there. And lo and behold, fog kills everyone. Lightning, thunder, and just a storm. But imagine how bad that was. Anyway, so the Tartars got like magic tech, as we knew, which is magnetic. Flying carpets. We looked into them. They're real. Okay? Mirrors, parabolic mirrors. They can destroy. What else have we found out? Pretty much fucking loads of things, really. Balloons, they were a thing. Have you learned anything in this post? Okay, a few pictures of America land, which were very nice. I like the clarity on them, and that's my efforts for today. What's his artist saying? Check out Columbia Scientific Balloon, faculty Martin, Palestine, Texas. Okay, we'll do. I've got a thing about balloons. They're really awesome. I would like to go on one. Gold and silver were currency. Yeah. The thing is, if things go to shit, you can't use money. Money won't mean dick, right? You got to have the language of them, which is gold. They want gold. So you got to have their language. It's like, I want that shit. I got a bit of this. They got to give you it because it's like a lot of holding. They can't take it off you either. So that's what you need. So just mine it. Apparently, this is like more profitable. Not that I got time to do anything like that than actual gold prospecting. So give it a go. I'll put a link in the descriptions box. No, we've stopped the game now. Ariel, Diana. It's not my rabbit. He's in there. Do you want to see if he'll make an appearance? It got dark as well. Dark is Cardiff. Dark. It got dark. So, a rabbit treat. All right. Bunny. No, sorry. No. You just run from me. Fucking run from me. So, Flat Earth British. Saturday night special. I don't know how long we've been running, guys. I think it's been a little while, maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. Bunny dances to Shaman Dub. Bunny loves Shaman Dub. Now, here he is. I got him. Right. And now a word from our sponsor. Fluffy, what do you think of the show so far? Say, tell him what you think. Be honest. What do you think? Tell him. So that's my fluffy bunny. Who makes a special appearance at the end of Flat British? Makes it all well worthwhile. Covered in fluff. That was fun. Yeah, bunnies are epic. Bunnies are gangster as fuck. Yeah, they are. Yeah, because 50 Cent in a movie, he had a gangster bunny, right? And no one would fuck with him. And he was smoothing it. So don't ever say that bunnies are not gangster. Because they are. All right? You know, Spectre has a cat. Yeah? You're like, I'm going to take over the world with my cat. Oh, shit. You need a bunny. Okay. If you're going to be Spectre. So, Elena Tyrrell. Great show. Thank you, babes. Thank you, everyone, in fact. Did you swear? Holy Grail. Talking of the Holy Grail. If you want to know the Holy Grail of information, greatest secret never told. It's on my page. And that is the Holy Grail of information. So you was attacked by a Rex rabbit, was you? Yeah, I've never been attacked by a rabbit. I hear they can be brutal. Cherubong rabbit is badass. Okay, so you're getting the idea that rabbits are rad and fucking punk and fucking cool. Cool. Okay, Reaper rap. Oh, I gotta go, guys. Anyway, Saturday night on the scene. It is 20 to 11. Past 8, past 9, past 10. That's not bad. Okay, a long thing. Make sure to share this out, guys, please. And like on your way home, if you did. Okay, I put all the links for everything you just seen in the descriptions box, and I will add channelage of people you can learn from. There are loads of them out there, and I will link them up. Rabbits are lucky, are they? Yeah, happy Flatter Day, all, guys. Peace and love to you all, okay? We're going to have a brilliant week to come. I hope you're all excited. There's loads to look forward to. There is. And I will keep an eye on our breakaway civilization, how it develops, okay? The ball is rolling. Everyone got really excited. And there's somebody going to go and take a look at this land. It could be something. Who knows, guys? It could be a bloody golden valley with a river and paradise. All we know. I've heard that Nova Scotia is beautiful. So it might be. Okay, I'll do something over here as well. Anyway, peace and love to you all. Thank you, Carl Bernard. Thank you, everybody. Is Shanskis. I can't say your name, but he is a lovely looking bunny. Yeah. Oh, thanks, John, for all your links, mate. You do really good stuff. Links, Buffalo and Erie and stuff. Thanks for all them. Brilliant stuff. It's 2:40 there in the US. Okay, it's only afternoon. That's why I thought I'd do it this time, Saturday afternoon. Beautiful weather. You'll all dive off out. 27,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's celebrate that. I'm so happy. Thank you. Celebratory smoke. Sorry, fuck off. And that's been my effort for Saturday night. No, thanks, John. No, thank everybody. If you want to contribute, a great flat Earth British think tank, remember, go on that link. You can add images onto the photo drop. I've added a few last night, about 100 or so. You can add images on there and basically learn everything you need to on that website as well. And I'll put all the links, if you don't know about this subject, of Tartarian, mud flood, Antiquitech, and all the other permeations. This is a huge subject. It takes your brain all different directions. So much to learn. And as you can see, every day, every vlog, there's a new discovery. As in, Tartarian's got magic. Okay, not that one. We want some laughter. Okay. Space is real. Rockets go to space. The Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. When you put it like that, Matt. Anyway, yeah, happy everything. Anyway, guys. So peace and love to you all. Make sure you have a fucking epic week. As I said, if you haven't, I'll be hearing about it. Go be epic, be happy. Fuck it. Okay. Yeah, that's it, and that's how we win. Anyway, thanks, Mel. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Noons. Thanks, all my subbage. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Bex. Is that you, Bex? Bexel. Conspiracy Camp. Cool name. Lancelot. Yeah, they do. Lance a lot. And Elk. Thank you, Elk. And Rue, who wasn't in chat because Rue had to go out and see her niece. But when she watches this later, thanks, Rue. you are Queen Groot. And Magdalena, Clara, hi, Magdalena. Lovely sheep, thank you. Jeffrey, Oak Island. We want to buy Oak Island. Just take it. We'll invade Oak Island. There's no population. It should be quite simple. Blessings. Yeah, God bless all. Peace and love to you all. Nostad the key. And I will see you on the next vlog. Okay, God willing. Obviously, I always say that. Okay, be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Thanks. 27.